tuning in to Vital Perspectives, and I'm your host, Dr. Marwin Spiller. And our guest today is Mr. L.A. of the famous L.A. Connections. And we're going to talk about just your life as a businessman here in Peoria. For over 30 years, I understand you've been in business here in Peoria. Is that correct?
About 42 years.
42 years.
Mm-hmm.
42 years.
Yeah, I've been here. Yeah, we started, me and my brother started out in 1974 at the Blue Note.
Okay.
It's out on Jefferson Street. I'm quite sure a lot of the older folks would know about the Blue Note, and also a lot of some of the younger ones probably know about it also. So we probably got some of their spouses or some of the children, probably young folks coming from the Blue Note, from back in the Blue Note days here.
Okay. So you've seen a huge generational shift in Black life here in Peoria.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. And there's a lot of talk about, the millennials, Generation X. What has been your experience in this generation? What would you say have been the changes? Have you seen their parents, the grandparents, and now the kids? I mean, what have, if anything, changed in terms of how they party, what their interests and tastes, the problems, the good things? I mean, how?
Yeah. Well, actually, I look at it back, when I got started, back, in 1974, I guess, I was about, 24 years old. And, back then, they just about had different bars, and just about on every corner. It was more or less like kind of wide open. They kind of, the downtown area, they call it something like the red circuit, where that, people just go out and just kind of hang out and whatnot. The majority of the people were just, all spread it all over town, basically, different areas, And so the thing about it is that, as time, changes, different places having to close up, and and as you keep going, you just kind of keep seeing the different in the in the changes of doing business and in the community, and like I say, it's just been something that I've been kind of like to do. I kind of like people, and I just kind of like to, just kind of see how I figure I could get in and see how I would do into the business. So I didn't. My thought process at that particular time wasn't being in it, for that long. But here it is, after 42 years, here we are,
And 42 years, a lot have changed in the music, and people, like I said. I mean, so you went through several genres of music. I mean, it sounds like, protest music in the 70s, rhythm and blues, R&B, hip hop. What impact have the emergence of hip hop, R&B, blues been on just Black nightlife?
Well, actually, I'm from, kind of like, I'm from the South, and majority of it from the South. We all kind of like, I kind of like the blues, and I thought that, as I, kind of get older, whatnot like that, I just kind of like the blues, and my dad and them back in the South, they kind of had these little places called the juke joints, and I always kind of liked the music and just kind of liked the the crowd, and just kind of liked the people, and I just just basically just kind of took off from there.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, and the way the music has changed, it kind of went from some of the basically like the rhythm and blues. Now it kind of got into the hip hop and more the culture type music, and so I'm one of the few bars around that still plays rhythm and blues, where the hip hop is more the younger crowd. A lot of that hip hop I don't too much understand. It never was my type of kind of music, but for certain people they kind of like it. I don't knock it. I just like them.
Yeah.
I just like the good down home, good blues, where good feeling, where you just sit back, relax, and have yourself a good time.
Yeah. Are you suggesting that you can't do that with hip hop?
Oh well, yeah, you could do that with hip hop, but you know, it's more of the to me the younger set music, and you know where they could probably understand it a lot more better than what I could really understand
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
because when I kind of listen to it, you know, I really, you know, can't really too much understand the lyrics. Some of it I like to, you know, where it has a good beat to it, and I'll just kind of, you know, kind of go along with that. But
Yeah.
you know, as time changes, you know, people changes and have a tendency to have, you know, different type of music, and they draw different type of artists and whatnot. You know, so
Okay.
it's. I think it's, you know, with the hip hop is coming up, it's just blowing off the charts now, you know, and that's where a lot of people is following, and you know, you got a lot of artists out there that's really doing good with the hip hop. So I don't knock it, you know. I listen, like I say, I listen to some of it, but some of it, you know, I just kind of, you know, let it be, but I just kind of more like kind of stick to my R&B.
Yeah. I mean, and staying with that for a moment, hip hop versus, you know, the blues versus the protest music of the '70s versus jazz. Some of the jazz, hip hop have this sort of more of a crossover appeal, and it crossover into the white community or mainstream community, cuts across middle class, underclass. But it appears, at least from my observation, that Peoria's nightlife is still very much segregated along lines of race. In your sort of observation, your experience, I mean, how do you respond to that? I mean, did you ever want to go downtown? You know, why didn't you open up a business downtown?
Well, before I was opening up the business downtown, I is, you know, more commercialized, and like I said, it really wasn't any. I didn't even really have any desire to actually really go downtown because there wasn't anything actually back then when I was, you know, got into the business. There really wasn't no bars actually downtown in the immediate downtown area. So basically, we had, you know, like the Blue Shadow, and that's about the closest one. Blue Shadow, the El Dorado back then, you know, and so actually we really didn't have anything to, you know, really go downtown, for, you know, and so just didn't have any, you know, any reason to really go downtown, you know, and you know, like I said, we didn't have any place to go, so there wasn't really no need to go down, and they didn't have the, you know, the good R&B that I kind of liked, and you know, I more or less like just kind of try to go to a different place that would play the R&B at that particular time, you know. So I have seen, you know, different things have changed, and where that over the years, music has people basically just kind of, you know, kind of go downtown now, where that it used to be, where that, you know, you didn't even too much entertain the thought for us going downtown, because it really wasn't too much down there for you really want to do. You might want to, you know, late hours or whatever, might go down and grab a sandwich or something down at some places down there. But other than that, I didn't really have any idea about, you know, any feeling for actually really going down to downtown.
Okay. And with that, you know, in addition to the change in music, we also know that over the 42 years that you've been in business, the economy have changed. The social conditions of the black community has changed. What impact, if any, do you think sort of the ebb and flow of businesses such as Caterpillar have had on how Black Peoria sort of recreate in terms of nightlife? Have you experienced, in terms of your years of business, the impact of those sort of large economic, social changes on your business? Have you seen that?
Well, actually not. You know, my thing is I contribute, cater to, you know, just about anybody. You know, anybody that want to come down and enjoy themselves and have a good time. You know, sit back, relax. You know, our place is called place of personality, you know, where you could come on down and, you know, enjoy yourself, have a good time. You know, with Caterpillar, basically, you know, it didn't really have too much of an impact on us until around about the early 80s,
Okay.
when, you know, where Reaganomics and all that, you know, in which we feel, I'm quite sure, feeling the full bloom of Reaganomics now, but back in, you know, back in the early 80s, whatnot, they used to have, you know, places where that, you know, especially my place here, that where that you could just, you know, people would just love to just kind of come and entertain and have themselves a real good time, you know, and so basically, you know, we had Caterpillar workers, Keystone, and when they was, you know, doing good third shift and all that, you know, and Butternut Bakery, which is closed now, and you know, even out to Rome Tower, used to have a lot of people come in from out of Rome Tower out there on Plank Road. So, you know, I just, you know, it's just something that's that way the, you know, way the economy is now. You know, things is not like it used to be when we kind of first started up in it, in the business, and you know, it seemed like within the last, I guess, 10 to 15 years now, things just seem like it's kind of like on a slippery slope. Like, you know, way things are, you know, has kind of seem like kind of progressing, you know, for black businesses and whatnot. You know, that I have seen more black businesses, say back in when I first kind of got to start off versus how many, you know, black businesses going on now. A lot of them, for some reason, I don't know, if it's operating capital or they just been in the business for some time and they decide to get out or whatever. But
So there are fewer black businesses in town today than it was when you started
yes,
years back.
yes, it is. Especially in the, you know, in the bar business. I'm about like one of the very few that is still left, you know, versus, you know, I'm talking about 15, 20, 25 bars that's probably have closed since I've been into the business.
And that's quite an accomplishment because, you know, much of the research that I've done on nightlife in general point that the average lifespan of a bar is about 3 years. 8 years would be a success, but you've done it for 42 years. How do you explain your success, particularly in light of a lot of your peers? You know, they fell off a long time ago. How did you explain your success here in Peoria?
Well, just being yourself, got to be a people person, and you know, just got to keep your nose to the grinding stone. You know, you're going to have diversity. You know, you won't have to, you know, some days that you have good days, some days you have bad days. So you got to try to put something back for the bad days that you have. You got to have a, you know, a cash flow. And then I just, you know, thank the community for, you know, being here supporting us. You know, it just took, you know, just got to have a vision and stay on your course and keep moving. You know, I had some time where maybe, well, wonder is it worth it, you know, but you know, after I had a job driving semis, and that kind of folded up. You know, I'm talking about around the Reagan time, Reaganomics, and in the early 80s. So then all I had was the bars, so I just started driving the bars.
Okay.
And so I know I had to get in there, you know, had to make a living and had to do what I had to do in order to be successful. I come from a background from a family that's just believe in working. You know, honest days work for honest days pay. And in this type of business, it's not what you call any business. It's not what you know, 8 to 9, I mean 8 to 5, or whatever whenever the jobs get done. Until the time you unlock the door until you lock it back. You know, you just got to, you know, got to be here and watch your business and you know, be on top of everything and just make sure that, you know, things are running, you know, running properly. You know, you know, entertain and make sure, you know, you get the people what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you kind of give them what they want, it's just like, I would say something like economics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, supply and demand.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and you just got to, you know, be steadfast and
Mm-hmm.
hang in there and do what you have to do
Yeah.
to make it.
Yeah, that's stuff that they don't teach you in the business school.
No, no, that's what I call mother wit, father wit. You can't
Mm-hmm.
you can't go to school and learn that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that is basically taught, you know,
Mm-hmm.
from your upbringing, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and
Mm-hmm.
we come from a family of hard work, hard knocks, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and so
Mm-hmm.
we know what it is to try to get out there and work
Mm-hmm.
and try to you know, just try to hold on to a dollar if you get a dollar, or
Mm-hmm.
50 cents or whatever, you know, and be smart about it, you know,
Yeah.
about spending your money. It's not how much you make, it's what you do with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they say that, you know, if it plays in Peoria, and they also say that Peoria is a tough crowd, but you managed to crack that nut in a way that a lot of other businesses haven't, which is a huge accomplishment. So definitely commend you for that.
Well, thank you. You know, and first of all, first and foremost, I give the blessings to Almighty God, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and
Mm-hmm.
give me the foresight along with my wife
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, my family and the community and everybody, you know, that just helped pitch in, you know, because without my wife, without the community support, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't have been able to be here, you know, talking to you after the 42 years. So it's been a good ride, you
Yeah.
know, and you know, it's had its ups and downs. So the thing about it that you got to just hang in there and stay tough and do what you have to do in order to survive, to do, you know, keep making it.
Yeah, younger bar owners, business owners, would say that Peoria is a rough place to get a start as a young business person because of the racism, the discrimination, segregation, and all the other barriers that they say confront. I mean, what has been your experience with that?
Well, actually, you know, I just think, thank God, I really didn't have to have a big business plan. That when I first started out, for getting into the business, I was just more or less like a $7,500 investment. That's where we got started. But the way it is today, it seemed like you got to really jump through a lot of hoops to get anything really done. There's so many regulations and different red tape, different things that you have to go through. You know, and about time you go through all the hoops and whatnot, you know, you'd have been done, you know, spent your startup money to going through all the hoops. By the time you get there, and about time you're about ready to get open, you know, exhausted all your cash flow, you know. So it need to be something done to kind of make the process a little bit more smoother, you know, and towards, you know, I don't know what, you know, they want collateral or what, but it just takes, you know, a person with vision and, you know, people, you know, some people, you know, you got a dream, some people tell you no, you go to the bank and say no, but, you know, if it's something that you truly believe in and that you got in your heart and mind, you just keep, you know, climbing that mountain, just keep pushing, you know, and, you know, something would happen, you know, and if the resources are out there where that you can go out and get financing and to get out into a business, you know, I would say, you know, you can look for all the, you know, finance and see what you could do to get it going. But, you know, if you go out and, you know, get get finance. Well, that's another bill that you got to pay too. So all that startup that just and then you got all got to pay back. So it's kind of rough. If you're going out there borrowing X amount of dollars, you don't have enough startup capital, and you kind of take it from Paul to pay Peter, man. And it just kind of get a little rough with you, if you don't have enough capital. So, and that's what, to me, that seemed like a lot of businesses that will fold in within 3 to 5 years. And, if you're trying to start up a restaurant or you're trying to start up maybe a bar, they kind of frowned upon restaurants and bars because, they don't usually be in business as long and they is, forced taking a chance on a restaurant or a bar.
So it sounds like a younger LA would have challenges in this current market in terms of the regulations and the startup today than in the past.
Yes, it most definitely will. It would definitely take a lot more challenge for this. If I was back in the day, I had to go through the hoops that we're going through now, I probably wouldn't even be in business. Wouldn't have even gotten into business because it was, it's extremely hard business to do. You have to have, I guess, good marketing skills. You got to have, the traffic that come in and out, or with social media and the Facebook and all that. That really helps out a lot now. So people who want to get into business or into business now, I think Facebook, that social media and all that the worldwide web. So that really will enhance your business. Extremely, so that way they give you and connect people all over the world. So that's a good plus. Get in there and use it and make your business grow.
I mean that's interesting because it seems that at a time when more young black people are more educated, have more resources at their disposal, both you mentioned social media as well as at least appear access to capital, at least compared to perhaps when you started. But it seems like we're sort of less likely to make the same progress that you made with even fewer resources. I mean, would you say that is true, or would you disagree with that we have more but seem to be achieving less?
Yes, I would agree with that. The way it is now, it is because, with, for us getting the buildings or, going into a place to try to find your, getting started, opening up a business, you'll have to find you some place to open up for the people coming, unless you do it out of your house or something like that. But, if you started up a business, it's all the, you got to go through all the hoops again for us getting make sure, the number one thing, make sure you're getting the zone, or you're in the right place for the zoning. And then once you figure that out, that you have the zoning, then you got to, go through all the hoops with City Hall to get all your permits, whatever need to be done. And everything you do is cost you money. And so once again, like I say, if you only have a limited amount of money that you could deal with. By the time you go through all the, all the permits and different things that you need to do, and the inspections and all that, man, you'll be coming out of the hole before you even get started. You know, so that's what makes it kind of really rough this day and age. Once again, unless they got something that they could do out of their house, and where it don't cost as much to get out paying rent for a place, or paying a note on a building or something like that, because that will be be kind of devastating where that you rent a place and you got to come out of your pocket every month with this and with that, and then you started trying to get your business going and whatnot, even though you might have a good business plan, but even though you got the plan, but with that plan it might not necessarily work as it does on the plan. So you got to maybe put that plan aside and do hands-on,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and what will make your business prosper.
Yeah. That's
And
good.
got to get out and beat the bushes, in other words.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in the little amount of time we have, what would you say desired legacy? I mean, when you close the door um, on your place, or when you pass it on to to the next generation, I mean, what will be LA's legacy here in Peoria?
Well, hopefully that everybody say that it was a place of personality. I really, had a nice time with down in LA's. People, to me, I hopefully they would say it's a place where that you could bring your mother, father, sister, brother down and really enjoy yourself, and come down and have some good old down home R&B, good rhythm and blues bar. And and I just like to say, I just appreciate all the support that everybody have given us. And like I said, it's been a good ride, and I hope that we'll be able to get somebody to, carry the torch and keep the R&B alive, keep it rolling,
Yeah.
and hope it be LA's from now on,
Yeah.
and somebody could, just come up and be able to, take the, like I said, take the torch and just run with it. Because it's wide open, but you just gotta stay positive, and just keep moving.
Yeah. Do you get invitations to mentor in terms of other aspiring business owners? Have you had an opportunity to work with any of the other new upstarts?
No, I haven't, but I have different ones that kind of call me and ask me about different business ventures and whatnot, and I try to lead them in the right direction, and I mentor over the years quite a few. A lot of them you'd be on, well, you still hear a lot of them leave out of town, come back. Oh, you guys still here there? Like, yeah, whatnot. So we just, just try to, they ask me a question, I'll try to answer it as truthful as I possibly can, and I'm always trying to, if I be able to help somebody to come on up and be able to get in any type of business, regardless of whatever, bar business, any type of business that they want to be in, I could give you my sense of how things are and what they are now, and just kind of go from there.
Okay.
But the key is just making sure that you have a good vision, keep that dream, keep hope alive, and keep moving. Because it can happen. Where people tell you that you can't do it. I don't say it can't. Can't is not my vocabulary. If you want it bad enough, you can make it happen.
Yeah. That's great. I'm sure you're an inspiration to a lot of young aspiring business owners. Definitely to me, I certainly respect and appreciate your longevity and all that you have done for the business and Peoria. That's our time here. This is Dr. Spiller, Mr. LA, Vital Perspectives. Thank you.